Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Altenew, and this time I'm showing you projects created all using the precious Peony stamp set. And this stamp set is gorgeous, beautiful florals. So the first project is going to be a layout for my family album. This album is from Citrus Twist Kits, and my idea is I have these two pictures of my goddaughter. She's wearing a tutu, so I want to pick up the color and mix it with some flowers to create this layout. And this layout is going to take a turn throughout the process. So you're gonna see that I'm starting by kind of setting up my idea. And my first idea was I wanted to kind of create a wreath around the little pictures. So you're gonna see that I don't want to have black on the layout, so I want to get something really soft. I'm gonna pull out actually gray tones. I think this is the warm gray tones from Altenew. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the circular kind of half wreath flower set, or the flower impression, at the top and bottom of this page. And this is a page already cut up for my little album, so it measures 5 inches wide by 8 1/4 in height. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the little, kind of like I said, it's a semicircle of the semicircle arrangement of the florals at the top and at the bottom. And like I said, for now my idea was I'm gonna put the pictures in the middle, and then I'm going to work on the other side of the layout. And for the other side of the layout, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna stamp one of the single images or the single floral arrangement from the stamp set onto I'm gonna use heavy paper, heavy cardstock, because I'm gonna use use a few mediums to bring the color into it. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna stamp it with the darkest color of the warm grays mini cube set. And once I have it in place, I'm actually gonna stamp it twice. I'm gonna take it off camera and actually take the dies, because I have the coordinating dies, and cut them so I can be working on color in it. And my idea for the color, like I said, first of all, I did not want to use black. I wanted to keep it very soft, so I went with the grays. And my idea to add the color for this is I'm going to use the artist markers. So you're going to see that I'm going to bring set D and set E. And I'm going to start with the the tones in the E market, are like purplish and they're teal. So I'm gonna bring just the lightest colors of the pink and purple set, and I'm just gonna kind of start flickering the marker from the bottom of the petal towards the top of the petal. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna go on each petal on a flicking motion. And why I'm doing this is because it's gonna make it easier for me to add the next color, and plus I wanna add if you see a petal, it has these little stripes, so by flickering the marker, it's gonna help me create that look on the flower. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna be very careful where I'm adding, and I'm not gonna color the entire petal. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna say 1/2 to 3/4 high of the petal, and then I'm gonna make sure that wherever the petals meet or wherever they touch, usually there's a shadow because there is some dimension. So I'm gonna add quite a bit of the ink there. Once I have that in place, I'm gonna go with the next color, and I'm just gonna start again with the same motion, but I'm just gonna start adding the color just from the base of the petal, again flickering the marker up, but not I'm gonna say halfway or 1/3 of the petal, and that's just gonna start bringing the shadow and bringing the dimension, and it's gonna start adding definition to this flower. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna go through all the petals. I'm gonna try to pick all the areas where the petals meet with their shadows, just to create the curvature of the petal. So I'm gonna be careful where I add the color. Like I said, I just want to make sure that I dimension, that there's definition, and that there's color. And because the markers are a little bit on the purplish side and my goddaughter is wearing pink, I didn't want to make it that dark, because then it's gonna look really purple. So but you're gonna see that even though it does have a tinge of purple, it still is gonna look really nice all together. So again, I'm gonna take my time. I took my time just to kind of color the entire image. Once I have it like ready, I'm gonna come in with the third color and just go in little areas where I want to deepen the color, and just want to, because I want to accent the dimensions, I'm just gonna go into the little corners of the petals, just at the bases of the petals, and it's starting to look really brown, purple. So my choice is I'm gonna go into the same set. This is set D, I believe, or set E, there is a set of brownish markers. So I'm gonna go with the lightest brown and just gonna add some flickering lines through some parts of the petals, and that's just gonna warm up a little bit of the petal and take it away from that cool purple into more of a warm purple towards the pink, and that's going to help a lot on bringing matching the color towards the pink that my goddaughter is wearing. So you're going to see again that I'm taking my time. I'm just going to be very careful when I detail this, because it's gonna be the centerpiece of my layout. And once I have it in place, and I'm gonna show you just one of the flowers, because I'm gonna repeat the same for the other one. I just don't want to show you the whole thing. It'll be like an hour-long process. I did take me some time to color this, by the way. So once I have all the flowers ready, I'm gonna start coloring the leaves. And for the leaves, I did not want to go with green, so I went with the lightest color gray from the artist markers D, and this is the one that has the orange and greens and grays. So I'm going to use the grays. I'm going to color the entire leaf with the lightest color gray. Once I have them all colored, I'm going to come in with the second darkest color, and I'm just gonna go to the bases of the leaves and just kind of create the shadow and create some of the dimension by just flickering the marker down, and just gonna see that it's slowly the dimension is gonna show. So I'm gonna make sure that I add some of the darker tone towards the base and the tip of the leaf, and that's just gonna create the curvature in some of the leaves. Once I have colored all the leaves, I'm actually gonna come in with one I think it's Parrot, one of the green markers, and I'm just gonna bring some accents of green to some of the leaves. I'm not gonna color the entire leaf. I'm just gonna go slightly towards the bases of the leaves just to bring some of that green, and at the same time I'm gonna bring a little bit, if I think it's bamboo, the next marker, and I'm just gonna kind of slowly flicker a little bit of the marker at the base of the flowers, just so where the stem and the flower meet, just to bring a little bit of that greenish to warm up the flower. And that's about it. I'm gonna set it aside for now to dry completely, because I'm gonna bring extra color onto these flowers. You're gonna see in a little bit, and that's one of the reasons why you gotta check out the new mixed media products, because it's easy to combine them to create the effect or the colors that you wanna achieve. So you're gonna see it looks really nice right now, but then I'm gonna start playing with the idea. Again, like I said, I have one ready. I've colored another one outside of the camera, and my idea is I'm gonna bring a little bit of that pinkish tone that I'm looking for in the little wreath flowers that I created. So for this, I'm using one of my brushes, and I'm using rose quartz, which is the color that matches my goddaughter's dresses, and I'm just picking up some of the ink, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of the ink to the center of the flowers. I'm not gonna detail it. I just want it to be on the background, but I wanted to pick up the color. I don't want it to be so white and gray, so I'm gonna bring a little bit of the pink just to warm it up. And you're gonna see that like I said, I'm just adding to the center of the flowers. I'm gonna make sure that not just in a circle motion, but make it a little bit of a movement, and I'm gonna take it off camera. And then I'm also gonna use the same ink, and again this is rose quartz, just to add some color to the flowers that I painted or that I color with the artist markers, and bringing some of the ink is just gonna bring some of that pink that I'm looking for, warm it up, and kind of complete the look of the, make it really realistic. And I love how this turned out, and I did that from both. So what I did outside of the camera is I went and actually changed my idea, decided to add my lines of journal in between the wreath that I created. Remember how I had stamped those half wreath images onto the page? And still it's gonna change, and then I'm gonna add one of the flowers and kind of stack the flowers so that they're coming off the flower on the other side of the page. But once I had it in place, I still don't like the fact that it's really stark, the contrast of white and pink. So I know that I need to bring something to warm it up. So I went into the Live Your Dream collection, and there's a paper that has like kind of greenish yellow polka dots. So I'm gonna cut a strip of it and kind of place it in the middle of the page, kind of backing the pictures, and that's gonna make the pictures stand out and also the flower. Once I have that in place, you're gonna see that the layer is gonna come together really fast. I'm gonna put the paper, I'm gonna stack the pictures, add a little piece of cardstock behind the picture just to make them stand out a little bit more. I'm gonna attach the flower with a little bit of foam adhesive because I want it to stand out really nicely. Like I said, I want the picture to kind of be nestled inside of the flower. Once I have that in place, you're gonna see how the other side where I had added my lines of journal is gonna change completely, because once I put it in place, I wanted to bring more of the green paper accent onto the left hand side. So what I did is I went and trimmed, I'm gonna say, quite a bit of the paper that had the wreath, and I just left I trimmed it to be around a 3 by 6. So you're gonna see just a little peek of the flowers with the pink, but I'm gonna bring one of the flowers that are color, and that's just gonna create a diagonal look, but it's also gonna have those little accents of the flowers around the lines of journal. Now I'm bringing the Botanical shape stamp set, because there's a sentiment that says "You're so fabulous," and I thought that was gonna be the perfect sentiment for this layout, and I'm gonna stamp it using Altenew Obsidian black ink right on top of my lines of journal. And then I'm bringing the tabbed stamp set just to add the sentiment that says "lovely." After that, I'm just gonna add a few accents of embellishments of the same color that is what my goddaughter is wearing, and that's about it. I love how this turned out. It did take some time to put together because the flowers took a while to detail, and you saw how my idea changed throughout the process of creating this layer. But I love how this turned out. I thought the best idea was to bring some of the green just to make sure that everything stand out and soften the layout. And I hope you try it. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Make sure you check the Precious Peony stamp set. Check the blog too. There's a few more projects that I created using the stamp set, and you're gonna be surprised what you can do with it. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to Altenew to see more projects, not just for me, for also the rest of the design team. Take care, guys.